the lowest note. Thank you, Ms. Yorkie. I don't see as well as I used to, so I appreciate the light. First, I just want to make sure I ran out of time trying to get all the accommodations for people with some mobility issues. I just want to make sure everybody has gotten in and everybody's comfortable and they're good where they're at. If we need to make any adjustments, we will at this time. Please let us know, or let some of the helpers that are around know. But my apologies. As you'll learn later, I've had a little bit of a hectic week. So anyway, are we ready? You sure? It's cold up here. You must have only took care of you then, Phil. I could recognize that voice anywhere. I do have an announcement before we get started tonight, and that is, as we begin this evening's ceremony, we realize some of you do have small children in attendance. We would respectfully ask, if your child becomes restless, that you move to the child care area established in the high school library and the high school LGI, which is right out the door here and right across from the auditorium. We do have streaming in there, so you would still be able to view the graduation ceremonies, but if you do have a restless child and they start becoming restless, we just ask that you move to that area. At this time, if you would take a moment just to please silence your cell phones. Obviously, you'll leave them on. I'm sure you'll take tons of pictures tonight. And I have a brief message from the class of 2025. Graduation is a culmination of many years of hard work and sacrifice. Tonight is about the students on the stage. They know you are proud of them and know you are here to support them. However, catcalls, shout-outs, and other boorish behaviors are not appropriate for a formal ceremony. The class of 2025 respectfully asks that you do not lessen the experience of graduation by shifting the focus from our students to yourself by engaging in such behaviors. Our students thank you for your cooperation in this simple request and are grateful for your support displayed by your attendance tonight. These teachers play a vital role in the education process of our students, who they've helped to educate and nurture here at Homer Center High School. The procession of graduates will begin shortly. Will be preceded by the procession of our faculty, and then we would ask you, as the faculty comes in, if you would rise and stay standing as the graduates come in. It's going to be a long one. Remain standing, because as soon as they get in, we will have the national anthem followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. And then at that time, we can sit down. So you'll get to stretch your legs a little bit. So at this time, sit back. I'm sure you're proud. I've been there on your side before. It's great. And I'm really proud of this class. It is an awesome, awesome class. And thank you for everything you've done to help raise such great men and women, and also the trust you put in us to be a little part of that process. So let's enjoy the evening, and we shall begin.
stripes and bright stars, through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good evening, everyone. Friends, family, teachers, and the reason we're all here, the class of 2025. My name is Jeremiah Rushton, and I'm honored to stand before you today as your senior class vice president to welcome you all to join us for the very first step in this new era of our lives. We've all waited for this moment for years. Some days felt like a flash, others grew on, but we made it. Today isn't just about the caps, the gowns, and the diplomas. It's about everything it took to get us here. The late night study sessions, the group projects that somehow managed to get done, and yes, even those awful freshman memories we'd all just like to forget. To our teachers and mentors, thank you for pushing us, for believing in us, and showing up every single day, regardless of how many hypothetical questions we'd ask about the 27 amendments. To our families and loved ones, thank you for your unwavering support, for being our biggest cheerleaders, and for guiding us through the highs and lows of this journey. And to my fellow graduates, we've shared more than just classrooms. We've shared memories, challenges, and aspirations. We're not the same people who walked on the stage 6 years ago for our 6th grade graduation. We've grown up together and matured into better, stronger, and more capable members of society. We're ready for the real world. Tonight, as we celebrate, let's remember that this is not just an ending, but also a beginning. Wherever the road takes us, I'm confident that we'll take the friendships, experiences, and values that shaped us along the way. Congratulations, class of 2025. The next chapter starts here, and we're ready for it. Thank you.
This time I'm going to ask Mr. Rodkey to come out and assist us with the awarding of our plaques for our valedictorian and salutatorian. Before I do, I want to thank Mr. Rodkey. Obviously, he's been assistant principal of mine and a good friend of mine for many years. And I think a lot of times when I've been an assistant principal, you don't get credit for a lot of the heavy lifting that gets done by him. As I tell him, his job is pretty much to do the stuff that either I don't feel like doing or want to do. But seriously, he's really been a tremendous help and a tremendous influence on this class and all of our students. And I do appreciate, I wanted to recognize him for his hard work. So at this time, it's my pleasure to announce the valedictorian of the class of 2025. She is a Summa Scholar and a member of the National Honor Society with an overall grade point average of 101.441. She's a member of the volleyball and basketball teams. She's a class historian, president of Interact Club. She is also a member of SAD, Eco Club, Envirothon, Spanish Club, FBLA, Student Council, and part of our Chick-fil-A Leader Academy. Her plans are to attend Coastal Carolina University, majoring in marine biology. She's the daughter of Tracy and Nick Arone of Indiana. Ladies and gentlemen, the valedictorian of the class of 2025, Miss Hannah Arone. At this time, it's my pleasure to announce the salutatorian of the Homer Center class of 2025. He is a Summa Scholar and a member of the National Honor Society with an overall grade point average of 100.6. He's a member of the golf and basketball teams. He's a member of SAD, Fitness Club, Envirothon, Spanish Club, and competed on the Heritage Math team. He will be attending Penn State University Beaver campus, majoring in business. He is the son of Kristen and Mario Alexander of Homer City. Ladies and gentlemen, the salutatorian of the class of 2025, Mr. Angelo Alexander. I could probably have added my grade point averages up from all the years I was in school. I don't know if it would equal that. Congratulations, Hannah and Angelo. Awesome job. Okay, we're going to move on now to the presentation. Homer Center, when I arrived in 2008, had already made the decision that we recognize Summa Scholar is the highest rank of academic achievement you can earn at Homer Center. So every year what we do is we select our speakers by taking all of the kids that are graduating Summa Scholar, and then we give the senior class a ballot and they vote for a student they would wish to give the senior address, and then the faculty votes on a senior that they wish to address on behalf of the faculty. So we're going to start with the faculty selected speaker for this evening. Riley Missick is the daughter of Heather and Harley Buffington of Homer City. Riley is a member of the marching band, indoor percussion ensemble, musical pit. Riley has achieved first chair piccolo at both PMEA's District 3 band and Region 2 band, and was a runner-up for PMEA's All-State band. Riley's activities include National Honor Society, Youth and Government, Girls Who Code, Art Club, and Chess Club. She's also part of the Quiz Bowl and the Pennsylvania Junior Academy of Science, where she's earned 2 first-place distinctions on the state level. She's a member of the Heritage Conference Impromptu Speech Team, of which she was selected as MVP. She is the delegation leader of the Homer Center chapter of Youth and Government. Through YAG, she was selected to attend the YMCA's Conference on National Affairs, and she is class president and a 4-time Summa Scholar. She is a recipient of the College Board's National First Generation Award, the Heritage Conference Scholar Award, Heritage Conference All Artist, Heritage Conference Recognition for Concert Band. She was also awarded the Wildcat Recognition. She is a recipient of the Indiana County Excellent in Education Student of the Month of March and was selected as Homer Center's finalist for Student of the Year. Riley plans to further her education at North Carolina State University, majoring in nuclear engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Riley Missick.
Good evening, friends, family, faculty, and fellow graduates.
tonight feels surreal. We've all waited for this moment for years, sometimes patiently, sometimes counting the days, sometimes the hours, and for some of you on this stage, the minutes until I stop talking. But now it's here, and we are here, sitting in the same cap and gowns we saw those grown up and have it all figured out seniors walk the hall of the elementary school. Here we are, ready, or at least mostly ready, for what comes next. When we started this journey, most of us were just trying to figure out the fastest way to get to the swing sets during recess. Along the way, we've learned so much, not just about math or sonnets or the mitochondria, although yes, we do know it's the powerhouse of the cell, but about resilience, finding our voice, and discovering who we are. This year was the beginning of the lasts of our journey. Our last football game under the Friday night lights, our last battle of the classes, which we won, our last time crossing the finish line, our last note in concert, our last competition, and our last time walking these halls as students. Those moments were bittersweet. I know they were for me. I got clipped a few times. But those lasts didn't just mark endings. They made us realize just how much it all meant. My experience at Homer Center started a little differently. I moved here in the 5th grade, a little later than most, from a town much different from Homer. In fact, I moved from the very school we'd go on to play against at Hershey. I was nervous that no one would like me and that I wouldn't be able to make any friends. I still remember my first day here. Unfamiliar faces, a new locker system to get used to. Like, we had to share lockers. That's ridiculous. And a voice in my head asking, will I ever belong here? But then someone invited me to sit with them at lunch, and someone asked me to sell slime with them during recess. And it's funny how those little things can mean everything. This wonderful group of people let that weird little girl in and accepted her as one of their own. That's the beautiful thing about our class. We accept each other, not in spite of our differences, but because of them. That spirit of inclusion is what makes us so unique. We have a variety of people on the stage tonight. We have football players, band nerds, you're looking at one, track stars, writers, basketball players, coders, softball players, artists, baseball players. You name it, someone here does it. We're a mosaic of talents and personalities. We've got the early bird overachievers who finished assignments before they were even assigned, and the last minute academic weapons who somehow locked in and pulled it all off. Together, we're a team that made our pep rallies louder, games more spirited, and classrooms more lively. Maybe a little too lively. Sorry to our teachers, especially you up in the booth, Miss Yerke. I know our AP Geo class got a little rowdy. Some of us are heading to college, some to military or trade school, and others straight into the workforce. Every single person up on this stage has their own path in life just waiting to be explored. That future can be scary and uncomfortable, but that's a good thing, because if we're comfortable, we are not growing. I once read that a ship in a harbor is safe, but that is not what ships are built for. We are those ships, heading out to sea, not because it's easy, but because we're ready to chase something greater than comfort. There's a saying in our indoor percussion group that goes, if you feel silly, you're still not doing enough. While it's often said within the context of performance, I believe it applies elsewhere as well. Doing something different that you enjoy may feel silly or uncomfortable at first, but part of life is having a little whimsy and blazing your own path, one that brings you happiness and peace. The truth is, every important thing we've done so far has started with discomfort. Think about it. The first day of high school, trying out for the team, performing in front of a crowd, none of that felt easy, but we did it anyway. And every single big change in the world, it started with someone who was nervous and brave enough to try. This class is truly special and one that I'm absolutely proud to serve. We're loud, creative, passionate, and a little chaotic, but we're also resilient, loyal, and full of heart. Even though I've only known one other school, I know for a fact that there are very few classes that have such a sense of camaraderie, unity, or acceptance. I don't know exactly what the world will look like in 5 or even 10 years, but I do know it'll be better because we are in it. We're not just stepping into the future, we are shaping it, one bold and uncomfortable step at a time. So thank you for being my classmates, my teammates, and my friends. I'm so beyond grateful to to have been part of such a memorable, impactful, and truly special class. And for those of you still counting the minutes, don't worry, I'm almost done. So let's toss our caps high, hug our people tight, and walk boldly into what's next. Because this is not the end, it's the extraordinary beginning of everything still to come. Congratulations, class of 2025. We did it.
The senior class selected speaker is Noah Turk. Noah is a Summa Scholar and a member of the National Honor Society. He's also a member of Spanish Club, True, SAD, Envirothon, and Fitness Club. He is the member of, and I'm going to ad-lib in here, the PIAA District 6 PIAA Class A Championship baseball team, golf, and esports team. If you didn't see it yesterday, guys, what resiliency, how many times? 4. Come like out of nowhere in the 7th inning. Coach Bauer is still hooked up to the pads, getting his heart jumped. But we just want to congratulate, though, I do want to take a pause here and congratulate the baseball team. They do play Monday at 6 p.m. down here at First Commonwealth Bank Field. So let's come on out in the first round of the PIAA state playoffs and let's support the boys. Noah has competed on the Heritage Math Team, Quiz Bowl, and Capitol Hill Stock Market Game, and the 24 Math Challenge. Noah plans to attend Indiana University of Pennsylvania, majoring in cybersecurity and minoring in criminology. He is the son of Richard and Cheryl Turk of Homer City. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Noah Turk.
Good evening, classmates, teachers, administrators, and families. Tonight, as we gather to celebrate our graduation, we reflect on the story we've shared and look forward to our future for which we are prepared. My name is Noah Turk, and I'm honored to have been chosen by my classmates to speak tonight. Tonight is a special moment for all of us, a time to reflect on the hard work, dedication, and support that has brought us to this day. We sit here not only because of our own efforts, but also because of the encouragement and guidance from the incredible teachers, staff, and families who've helped us shape our journey. Their commitment to our growth and success deserves our deepest thanks. Let's take a quick trip down memory lane. Many of our educations began around 2010 when we attended preschool to learn, play, sit quietly, and prepare for Homer Center Elementary School. In August of 2012, our class started kindergarten. Some of us were thrilled and excited to begin, while at least one of us cried daily in Mrs. Detweiler's play kitchen area. During our elementary years, we learned the basic academics and how to embrace the role of a student. Along the way, we created memories that will stick with us forever, from grade level field trips to the yearly field days, from recess, especially dodgeball in the gym, to the unique experiences having my mom as a 6th grade math teacher. Every moment shaped who we are today. In 2019, we became Sevies. We didn't have to walk in a line, we could chew gum, and we had a bit more freedom. But during that first year of junior high school, everything changed when the unusual time of COVID hit. School shut down and life felt uncertain. Despite the challenges, I'll be honest, quarantine turned out to be one of the best times of my life. It gave me the chance to spend time with my family. It taught me how important it is to slow down and appreciate what we have, especially toilet paper. Who could have guessed that Google Classrooms, Google Meets, and submitting assignments online would become the norm? In 2021, we officially became high schoolers. Many of us joined varsity teams, we might have started attending ICTC, and we discovered a world of new opportunities. Competitions, clubs, dances, trips, elective sporting events, and relationships with some top-notch teachers are just some of the exciting experiences Homer Center has to offer. Now as we stand here ready to graduate, I'm proud of how far we've come. We've grown not just academically, but as friends, teammates, and community members. We've supported each other through tough lessons, exciting games, and everything in between. To our teachers, administrators, and staff, thank you for your patience, your passion, and your commitment to helping us succeed, even when things got hard or confusing. To our families, thank you for your endless support, for the rides, the pep talks, and the encouragement to keep going. And to my fellow graduates, thank you for the laughs, the memories, and the friendship. I'm proud to have shared this journey with you. Some of us will move away to college, some of us will commute to nearby schools or go immediately into the workforce. Some of us will stay Stay in or return to our little community of Hermer Center while others will never look back. No matter what path you take and what life you choose to live, each of you is from the same Wildcat mold. Hermer Center, a place where everybody is somebody. We will always be connected by this little school in this little town. This is non-ending, this is just the beginning. Whatever comes next, we're ready. I wish each of you the very best in life. Stay safe, make good choices, and move forward proudly, knowing that Hermer Center has prepared you well. Once again, congratulations to the class of 2025.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here. My name is Ralph Cesari, and I have the privilege of being the superintendent of the Hermer Center School District. I want to thank you for allowing us to be a small part of your children's lives over whether it's been 13 years or it's been one. Truly a family here at Hermer Center. Now at my third graduation, and I can tell you when I walk these halls, I see the respect your children have for our faculty. I see the hard work that our faculty puts forth to help your children grow and learn. And I want to thank them down here in the audience. Could we give them a round of applause for a terrific school? Also want to thank administration, including our counselors. They do remarkable work. Excellent leadership under Mr. Rainey, Mr. Rodkey, and tremendous support from Mrs. Kirchie and Mr. Krajosik. So thank you for creating an environment where students feel safe, they feel respected, and they know that they are cared about. So thank you. I want to thank our school board, always putting students first. We have many of them with us here today. Every decision we make is based on how is this going to benefit our students? And usually the answer is yes when we see a positive contribution being made to the Hermer Center School District or to these students and what they can do. And that is just evident by the number of different programs we've added over the years, the great work of the faculty for stepping up and advising those things. So I really want to commend the school district, the school board members for their terrific work in making this a student-centered school district. So thank you very much. Much like we had National Honor Society, I put together a speech, and then I got to thinking about some things, and last night, my wife's probably watching at home, and I want the glare shining, so I have to take care of that. I have to make sure I get rid of that. So I went to the game last night, and I'm sitting in the outfield, and I'm like, oh, man, we're going to be, bridesmaid here. But then something remarkable happened, a no-quit attitude of the Wildcats. And I was excited to run out onto the field and to give the young men their medals and hand the trophy to the captains and put a medal around Coach Bauer. And that is indicative of all the great things that have happened from kindergarten up through 12th grade. And I bring that up because last night on my way home, my wife calls me and says, one of your childhood friends is at our front door and would like to see you. Like, oh. Now this was totally out of the blue. This is somebody I had not seen probably for 25 years. I was a little reluctant to rush home because I didn't know if I really wanted to engage. I just had a long day. I'm just coming off the high of the baseball team winning. But sure enough, I got there, and my friend Leonard was there with his mom, who I loved growing up. And we got the chance to go to dinner, spend some time together. And the reason I bring this up is because even though I hadn't seen Leonard for about 25 years, the one thing that stood out to me was the connections that we had all the way back to when we were younger. And telling stories about 5th grade, 8th grade, playing on teams together. And here we are, 55, 56 years old, and we have those incredible memories. And that really is what this all is about. It's about becoming the best educated person you can be, but it's about making memories. It's about getting out into the community and making a contribution to the community and really never forgetting where you came from. So that was a really neat evening for me. And again, I said I'd type some stuff up here, but when this happened, I thought, wow, there's a friend I hadn't seen in 25 years, and that is going to happen for some of these classmates. When you walk out this auditorium, it's going to be years before you see them again. But know that when you do see them again, you always have that connection. You always have that connection back to Homer Center and being a Wildcat and being part of this family. So I want you to take that and I want you to move forward. And I want you to go out there and I want you to do whatever it is you want to do. Riley mentioned we got it all figured out. Maybe. You don't have to have it all figured out. Okay? I went to school to be an electrical engineer. I'm not an electrical engineer. I thought I was going to pitch in the major leagues. I was a left-handed pitcher. They said, you're going right to the major leagues. 3 years later, I'm a PE teacher in Somerset County. So you don't have to have it figured out. But what you do have to do is you have to get moving. Don't stop. Don't wait for things to happen. Make things happen. Take charge of your life. If you sit back and wait for things to happen, life is going to pass you by. If you get out there and you take charge, you're going to have hurdles. You're going to fall down. You are going to trip. But you are going to grow, and you are going to learn, and you are going to find a way to be successful. So, with that being said, the only other advice I will give you is please do not use AI in college. I don't want my doctor AIing how to remove a kidney, okay? You know, I want you to learn that stuff. So please, AI is a reference. Let's make sure we learn that stuff, okay? So I appreciate that. All right, so with that being said, I want to wish the class of 2025 much success in whatever you do, and I am honored to have spent a short little time with you here over these last 2.5 years. So good luck to you all, class of 2025. Tonight's keynote speaker is a proud 2004 Homer Center graduate. He received his Bachelor of Science degree from Allegheny College and then went on to earn his Doctorate of Medicine from Georgetown University's School of Medicine in 2013. After medical school, he completed an internal medicine residency at Duke University and went on to specialize in cardiology with expertise in diagnosis and management of advanced heart failure and cardiac transplantation. After completing fellowships at both university hospitals and the Cleveland Clinic, he currently works in Akron, Ohio for Summa Health. Dr. Buggy, who I'm sure didn't have it all figured out in high school, is kind enough to join the class of 2025 and share a few words as a keynote speaker. Let's please give a warm welcome home to Dr. Jonathan Buggy, class of 2004.
Thank you to Principal Rainey, Assistant Principal Rocky for the invite, and congratulations to the class of 2025. I'm going to try to step this way so I can actually talk in the mic and look at you all. So perhaps to many of the audience members' surprise, if you decide to review the 2004 yearbook, you're going to find out that I was not voted the most athletic. I wasn't the best dressed. In fact, I wasn't even the most intellectual. I wasn't the most involved, the most creative, nor did my classmates think that I had the best laugh, the nicest eyes, the nicest smile, or the nicest hair. That was your guidance counselor. It's all true. But for whatever reason, my classmates thought that I would be one of the graduates most likely to succeed. And I thought about that accolade quite a bit leading up to this speech for two main reasons. First, if you're going to make that vote, you need to decide, what does it mean to succeed? How do you define success? Now, while I don't plan on giving you some universal definition, I would say that success is going to be different for each and every one of you. For some of you, you'll define success as making a lot of money. Others, by how many lives you change. For some, how you raise your family. And for others, it'll be making somebody laugh, cry, smile with your creativity. The most important thing is that you set your own definition of success. Now, back in 2004, I was admittedly proud and humbled to receive that vote. But in hindsight now, it's occurred to me, as I listed all those things, if my peers didn't think I possessed any of those other traits, why did they think that I would be one of the graduates most likely to succeed? I suppose you'd have to ask them to know for sure. But I'd like to think that maybe there's some intangible qualities that led them to that conclusion, and I hope to shed some light on those and some lessons that I've learned on success. The path to becoming a physician's a long one. For me, after leaving Homer, I spent 4 years earning a bachelor's degree in college, 1 year doing research at the National Institutes of Health, 4 more years of medical school, 3 more years of residency, and then 4 more years of fellowship training. If y'all were keeping track, that's 16 years after high school. 16 years of countless textbooks, lectures, notes, exams, hospital shifts, etc. In 2020, I finally took my first job. At first, there was a big sigh of relief. I was finally done with training. I was done with school. I finally made it to the finish line. Here I was. But in hindsight now, I've realized that I never crossed the finish line. I just started down a different path. And in fact, the road I'm on currently is much longer than the one I just left behind. The truth is, your life only has one true beginning and end. Everything in the middle is the journey. If you spend your life looking for the finish line, you're going to miss a lot of opportunities along the way. Opportunities to grow, to find your passion, to learn, and maybe even to help someone out. So don't be afraid of the long or difficult paths, and be sure to keep your eyes open along the way. I'd like to share with you a patient story that actually happened to me a few years as a cardiologist, just a few years in. So I focused on diagnosing and treating heart conditions, and the patient was sent to see me with congestive heart failure. In short, heart failure is when the heart can't pump enough blood for the body, and patients experience symptoms of shortness of breath or fluid retention. The gentleman had swelling from his toes up to his hips, and his doctor said, "You have congestive heart failure," and sent him to me for treatment. Pretty standard. I examined him, I spoke with him, but the only problem was, besides the swelling, he had no other signs or symptoms of congestive heart failure. So I shared with him that I did believe he had some ailment, but I actually disagreed with his doctor. I didn't think it was related to his heart. More embarrassingly, I had no idea what it was. So I talked with him and decided to order a CAT scan of his abdomen. It showed that he actually had kidney cancer. He had a tumor extending into the vein of his abdomen, and a clot was forming the whole way up to his heart. And this was impeding blood flow and created all the swelling. He was able to get the treatment he needed and the surgery and chemotherapy. And I didn't see him again initially. After all, he didn't have any heart failure. But I actually ran into him a few years later, unrelated to his care. I didn't recognize him, I didn't remember his name, but he reminded me. And he thanked me for saving his life, and as he put it, for being willing to think outside the box. At the time, that seemed like a small but sincere gesture, but the words kind of hung with me. It never occurred to me that this man would circle back around into my life and thank me for something that we're constantly encouraged and taught to do when faced with a problem. Think creatively, or think outside the box. As a young physician, fresh out of training, can be very intimidating to second guess a more senior doctor's diagnosis, and maybe even more intimidating to tell the patient you don't know what's wrong with them. Had I agreed with the original diagnosis, and we not ordered the CAT scan, the delay in treatment could have been costly for this man. So, things aren't always what they seem. Be willing to think outside the box, and you too could succeed in changing someone's life. Now, when I was a student at Homer Center, I played sports nearly year-round. Basketball, most years, track and field, and my favorite was football. I I went on to play football throughout college, and playing sports taught me invaluable lessons, translated well into my career and frankly, life in general. Teamwork, dedication, preparation, humility, it's a good one, and the list goes on, including what I think probably the most obvious, just hard work. Now, a high school basketball coach named Tim Inoki is credited with saying, "Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard." And I couldn't agree more, even outside of athletics. I've met some of the most brilliant people during my academic career, individuals who were top of their class, top of the school, top of the country even for some. They could ace any exam you put in front of them. But when they aren't willing to put in the extra work, the additional hours studying or researching a solution to a problem, the extra time in the room of a dying patient, the extra effort to sit down, speak slowly, and explain a complex situation to worried family members. In my line of work, these brilliant people will ultimately fail. You can't rely solely on your talents. You have to be willing to work hard to be successful. My last bit of advice stems more from my personal life. I still vividly recall an otherwise normal, cloudy day at college. I was working in my chemistry lab on my senior project. My grandmother had passed away a few days earlier, and we were all preparing for her funeral services. I took a phone call that ultimately led me to learn that my father had died unexpectedly in the middle of the night. Instantly, life was different. The relationship, the support, the teachings, wisdom that I regrettably took for granted were suddenly and without warning gone. I had a whole host of feelings. I was lost, confused, mad. I felt this internal pressure to instantly mature beyond my current years. Ultimately, the unwavering support of my family and my friends got me through some of the tougher times. To this day, I'll still pause and reflect during times of personal difficulty, and I try to imagine what advice my father would give me. Now, many of you have likely experienced losses of life as well, and others equally or more difficult challenges. These obstacles, after all, are common and will happen. This was one of my biggest life obstacles. It's during these times that you have to decide how you're going to react. Give up, give in, change directions, work harder, persevere. Whenever you encounter these obstacles, I'd like you to consider what basketball coach Bruce Pearl has told his players. There are obstacles to success, but there are not roadblocks. And while at this point, many of you, and I think I've seen some of them, may be rolling your eyes and thinking, I've heard this all before. Work hard, think creatively, overcome obstacles. The truth is, yeah, you have. Because there's no great hidden secrets to success in this life. Nobody here has been hiding anything from you. In fact, you all have the knowledge and tools that you need. And you all have the ability to succeed. I want to thank you for listening, and to the class of 2025, congratulations on all your success.
Thank you, Dr. Bucky. Good evening. My name's Kristen Kirchie, and I'm half of the counseling team. Kurt Krajosik and I have truly been honored to serve all of you since the 7th grade. Thank you all for being here with us this evening to honor this class. Please direct your attention to the back of the graduation program. Here you'll find a listing of scholarships and awards that many of our graduates earned. Graduates, if you earned a scholarship or award, please stand up. The scholarships earned signify excellence in academics, character, leadership, fine arts, athletics, community service. The list goes on and on. Please join me in a round of applause to congratulate these students. You may be seated. I'd also like to recognize our National Honor Society members, if they would please stand. These students have demonstrated excellence in the areas of scholarship, leadership, service, and character. Thank you for your leadership in our school and in our community. Congratulations. You may be seated. Gavin Moore and Aiden Carnahan, please stand. Gavin has enlisted in the United States Army, and Aiden has enlisted in the United States Navy. It takes incredible courage, selflessness, and strength to step into a calling that's greater than yourself. You are an inspiration to us all, and we thank you in advance for your future service to our country. At this time, we'd like to ask any others in our audience who have served our country, including active duty or veterans, to please stand. We'd like to recognize you. Thank you so much for your unwavering support to our country. Honored guests, out of respect for each of our students, we ask that you hold your applause until all graduates have received their diplomas. These students have persevered through 13 years of schooling. Please allow them to have the attention on themselves as they receive their diploma from those who have helped guide them. At this time, Mr. Cesiri, Mr. Rainey, and Mr. Burdick will please come forward to present the diplomas to the Mr. Dan Faven. Please come forward to present the diplomas to the members of the graduating class of 2025. Jeremiah Michael Rushton. Riley Abigail Missick. Noah Richard Turk. Gabriella James Cook. James Benjamin Clausen. Sarah Grace Steffi. Abigail Grace Wadsworth. Jamie Warren Nunamaker. Leah May Henry. Brianna Marie Deutsch. Maria Louise Hipshin. Logan James Bollinger. Isabel Marie Sprankle. Madison Jade Lovejoy. Kira Sophia Friedel. Taryn Lee Newhouse. Jenica Ann Black. Leanne Marie Cooper. Gracie Lee Anderson. Avery Nicole Budner. Mariah Ivy Redmond. Alyssa Charlize Moore. Ava Elizabeth King. Emily Elizabeth Cafano. Kristen Marie Yakubowski. Vanessa Rose Uhar. Sally-Wan Pangon. Alexis Aaron Mitchell. Callie Jade Yeager. Selena Marie Almina Hamilton. Hannah Grace Hughes Johnson. Gianna Marie Palmer. Gianna's diploma is being presented by her mother and school board member, Dr. Krista Pontani Palmer. Felicia Wendy Helen McClusko. Ava Bryn Overdorf. Olivia Jordan Lear. Hannah Rose Arone. Emily Dawn Strawcutter. Melanie Louise George. Elizabeth Dawn Johnson. Gracie Ann Fulton. Brianna Lynn Benamati. Brighton Sean Lookhart. Sean Edward Voluchik. Aiden Rocco Bodkin. Jackson Peter Supko. Ian James Boats. Jared Calvin Hubler. Joshua Richard Voluchuk. Aiden Ray Carnahan. Nathan Allen Birchall. Brian Nizier Mills. Blake Alec Strong. Colin Michael Doherty. Zachary Price Wilson. Gavin Matthew Moore. Isaiah Keith McCracken. Benjamin Joseph Geist. Daniel Owen Jones. Braden Lee Dunn. Thaddeus Alexander Linsenbigler. Isaac James Ditter. Ocean J. Mendiola Maritita. Marcus Anthony Coy. William Allen Jones. Blaine Matthew Kronosky. Benjamin David Longwell. Noah James Greenlee. Nicholas Allen Turnbull. Denver Vincent Machis. Landon Cole Stuchel. Elijah Dennis Butterly. Hunter Clint Elias. Jonathan Malcolm Hamilton. Angelo Joseph Alexander. Max Thomas Boyda.
Oh, you can do it better than that. Let's hear it. I told OJ his necklace is culturally significant, and he was telling me about it beforehand, and he said coconut, and what else? Where's OJ at? What'd you say? Palm and coconut? So I told him, I said, I might rattle on forever, so he might be divvying that up back there for a cost before we're done. I do have to apologize, guys. I am probably the most unprepared for this part of the presentation at a graduation I've ever been. So I've been all over the place, so bear with me if you won't mind. I would say this before as I'm getting my stuff here ready. I'm have two pieces of paper and two different things on my phone and everything else in between. This is a very special class. If you think about it, in 7th grade was the 2019-20 school year. So these kids started out March 13th. We're in a faculty room, and if you guys, I know you guys weren't even born yet, so you don't have to worry about it, but 9/11, I was a teacher in class. And if you remember when the World Center trade attacks occurred, then you saw one of the President Bush's aides come out and whisper in his ear. That's about exactly how it happened for COVID for me. We were in the middle of a faculty meeting telling them, hey guys, we might be out for a little bit, we're not sure. This stuff here, something called COVID, whatever. And then I get the call, hey guys, we're closed, we're down. And so during that process, I used to get asked a lot, what are you going to do about the academic gap? My answer to that always was, it'll fill itself. It'll fill itself. If you know anything about Homer Center and you look out and you see the marquee, and I tell people all the time where it says everybody is somebody, which Dr. Buggy, I believe, alluded to, Noah alluded to. Okay, where everybody is somebody is embodied by this class. I always say in the interviews, I'm not worried about the academic gap. What makes Homer Center special is relationships. I was worried about the relationship gap. But Riley said it best. I loved her remarks. This class includes everybody. They come together not in spite of their differences, but because of them. On this stage, what you see tonight is you see people that are uber talented and intelligent, super intelligent, okay? You got kids on this stage that are athletically as gifted as they come. You got kids on this stage that are so artistically talented. If we read off like Riley's thing, I don't know if there was anything she didn't do when it came to music, and she's just one of several. Artistically, super talented. You name it, they have it. ICTC, we are probably one of the most percentage of student-wise. Next year, Homer Center is going to send kids in grades 10 through 12 are eligible to attend ICTC. Over 50% of the students of Homer Center High School that are eligible to attend ICTC are going to attend ICTC. So I don't care if it's technical education, going on to college, serving our country in the armed services, or going into careers. This class is probably one of the most diverse, but they restored my faith in this. As I predicted, the academic gap has more than filled itself. You think about it, every year, kindergarten comes in, some are on grade level. I see Mrs. Genscher, Mrs. Williams are here tonight. Some of them are on grade level, some of them are ahead of grade level, and some of them are behind grade level. On the stage tonight, you see kids that are at grade level, ahead of grade level, and behind grade level. Because here it's not about hitting an academic peak. I challenge the teachers to make kids critically think every day, every class. I don't want to tell your children what to think. I want them to learn how to think. I want them to learn what they believe. I want them to have conviction. And I want them to know why. They don't agree, trust me. I sat in classes with debates. I even took the side against them. They got mad at me. Okay? And I did that just because I was trying to teach them, like, the best way to win an argument is to make somebody emotional. Hit them at their core. I said I wasn't trying to make a point of what I believed. I was trying to just see how much you believed what you believed and how well you could defend it. This class is super special. And so that wasn't even anything I planned on saying. I'm just winging it. But this is what I'm thinking I'm going to try to say anyway. So I'm going to kind of make a point, and I think, Dr. Buggy, I think your remarks were phenomenal because it kind of mirrors kind of a little bit what I'm going to be talking about as well. And the question that I'm going to pose to everybody, especially the class, is what you're living for worth dying for? I want you to think about that a minute. Now, I got to set the stage as to why I'm a little misconglomerated, but as I get ready for graduation every year, if you know me, I love quotes, I love song lyrics, I love lines that are funny, witty, inspirational, deep, and I save, a lot of people might not know this, I save several of them in my phone, in my folders, on my computer. So at graduation, what I usually try to do is I look through my, quote, collection, and I think about what's going on in my life, and I also how I view the graduating class, and find some connectedness between my current experience, my view of the current class, and my collection of quotes. So on Tuesday, I was setting up at Indiana Regional Medical Center. My wife had surgery on Tuesday this week. So she had part of her colon removed, and things were good, so just thank God for that. And yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday, we did a special promotion for one of our autistic support classroom students, and I silenced my phone, so my wife was in the hospital, right? And she texted me to tell me she's being released at 12:30 in the afternoon. Finally, she got a hold of me because I don't look at my phone if it's silenced. I don't hear it, see it, pay attention to it. And she finally called the school landline at 2:45, wondering what the heck I was doing. But as I sat in the waiting room and she's having surgery, so I start flipping through some of these devotionals, some of my quotes, some of the lyrics, just kind of finding a little bit of peace and comfort. And I started to think, and this one kept slamming me, is what you're living for worth dying for? That quote is from my grandmother Fyok, who passed in 2012. But when she passed, the family gave me, she was the most devout Christian woman you'll ever meet. I mean, some of you in here, I know Gigi's grandparents know her. I know Carrie Hudson knows her. They will tell you, never uttered a word negatively about anybody. So I started, that quote, one of my prized possessions is the family gave me her Bible that she used to write a lot in, okay? And parents, how many of you, if I mention All in the Family or Edith Bunker, just by a show, who would know what I'm talking about? Okay, shame on you. Because I said this to them the other day, and not one of them had a clue. So your job tonight is to go home and explain to them Edith Bunker, because that was my grandmother. The kindest, gentlest soul, and I always looked at her as kind of ditzy. Loveliest lady, and I don't mean that, I mean that in the most heartfelt, sincere way. But Grandma would always write in her journal and in her Bible, and so when they gave me her Bible and her writings when she passed, that jumped out at me. Is what you're living for worth dying for? Now that had a lot of Christian connotations, but as I sat in the hospital in the waiting room on Tuesday, I started thinking about, I'm involved in a lot of things. Is where my priorities in life are they where they need to be? Am I living my life to match the words and the things I say I believe? You know, if my wife, does she know what she means to me? Have I done a good enough job of being a supportive husband? Have I given my time to her? Have I showed her, told her how much that her support of all the things I do mean to me? I'm a lot, guys. I'm very much a lot. She raised 3 kids, Trey, Luke, and Jody. But So as I kept looking through that, this kept coming back to me, coming back to me, coming back to me. So then I'm driving home, I just turned the radio on, and you guys know I like music and lyrics. So the song, hopefully you know it, maybe you don't, but you're going to hear it here in a minute, is Nickelback, If Today Was Your Last Day. And so Dr. Buggy talked about it somewhat. I'll interpret the way I heard what he said, is you got to blaze your own path. Okay? Like, we always seem to procrastinate, have a hard time getting started. It's okay not to know what you're doing, and it's okay to change your plan in the mid-drift. But the thing is are the things that you're prioritizing in your life, the things that you're giving your time and energy to, are they worth dying for? And what I mean by that, are those your priorities? Are those what your priorities should be? So here's some lyrics from the song. It says, my best friend gave me the best advice. Each day is a gift, not a given right. When Dr. Buggy talked about losing his father, he talked about things that he took for granted. How often do we take for granted that what we didn't do today, we can do tomorrow? Leave no stone unturned. Leave your fears behind. Don't be paralyzed by fear. Riley talked about it. Uncomfortable. If you're uncomfortable, you're growing. If you are willing to take a risk, if you're willing to put yourself out there, the life is full of blessings and possibilities. I tell you guys this all the time. You go to college, wherever you're going in life, go to the workplace. If you're a hermit waiting for people to come to you, they're as scared as you are. Put yourself out there. Take a risk. Try to take the path less traveled by. That first step you take is the longest stride. Okay? Everyone said it tonight. This is not an end. This is the beginning. Are you willing to take that long stride? Are you willing to try? Are you willing to put yourself out there? Are you willing to be uncomfortable? You guys have it. You have no reason to fear it. If today was your last day and tomorrow was too late, could you say goodbye to yesterday? Did you put off something yesterday that you planned on doing tomorrow, but tomorrow never came? Don't put it off. Would you live each moment like it was your last? Leave old pictures in the past. Donate every dime you have. You can donate to Homer Center. We'll take it. Verse 2 is against the grain should be a way of life. You guys are not followers. You are leaders. I always tell you, don't be afraid to stand alone. Dang it, if you know what you believe, have the conviction and believe in it, and don't be afraid to stand alone. Don't you ever sacrifice your values and who you are to win favor from somebody else. You're from Homer Center. You lead. You stand up for what is right. What's worth the prize is always worth the fight. Anything that comes easy in life, guys, we don't value. What do you value? Is what you're living for worth dying for? Is what you value, what you believe, is that what you're living for? Every second counts. There's no second try. If today's your last day, there is no second chance. Make every day count. Don't take the free ride in your own life. It's not going to be easy. Don't just go through it. Take what you want, go out and make it happen. I'm going to skip some things, move on. It says, if today was your last day, I'm going to kind of paraphrase here a little bit so I can jump on. Would you call old friends you never see? Mr. Cesare talked about it. Saw a person he hadn't seen for years. Okay? Don't put off. Hey, I'm going to call I'll call mom tomorrow. Reminisce some old memories. Mr. Cesare said it. Got together with his buddy, hung out. You guys will always be connected to this. Would you forgive your enemies? Would you forgive your enemies? I'm going to read a quote. One of my ones I looked at the other day. Give me a break here a second. Maurice Claret played for Ohio State. Don't get even with the people that hurt you. Hear that. Do not get even with the people who hurt you. Get even with the people who have helped you. We spend too much time in anger, too much time trying to be revengeful. It's easy to do, people. If you know your values, just stand on your own. Don't worry about, don't get even with the people that hurt you. Get even with these people out here, with the people that have helped you. These people who love you unconditionally, who support you unconditionally, who would do anything for you. But it's time for you to start doing for yourself a little bit too. Take that step. Would you make your mark by mending a broken heart? It's never too late to shoot for the stars, regardless of who you are. Do whatever it takes, because you can't rewind a moment in this life. Let nothing stand in your way, because the hands of time are never on your side. I care about you guys more than you'll ever know. All of you. I don't care how you got on this stage tonight, you're here. I told you up in the cafeteria, if you had the highest GPA or the lowest GPA, guess what? They still call you a graduate of Homer Center class of 2025. You all took your own path. It's time to take the next path in your life. All I want for you guys is this. Everybody is somebody. Everybody in life is worthy of dignity and respect. Even the people that you might call your enemy. So a lot of you know I went to St. Francis, all right? So I'm going to share this, then I have a prize, I have a special gift for you. I think you guys will like it. If you don't, you can tell me. But as I'm in the hospital going through this stuff, I come across the prayer, St. Francis prayer. It goes like this: Lord, make me a channel of thy peace, that where there is hatred, I may bring love. Where there is wrong, I may bring the spirit of forgiveness. That where there is discord, I may bring harmony. That where there is error, I may bring truth. That where there is doubt, I may bring faith. Where there is despair, I may bring hope. That where there are shadows, I may bring light. That where there is sadness, I may bring joy. Lord, grant me that I may seek rather to comfort than to be comforted, to understand than to be understood, and to love than to be loved. For it's my self-forgetting that one finds, it's by forgiving that one is forgiven, and it's by dying that one awakens to eternal life. Is what you're living for worth dying for? There are the things that you're prioritizing in your life as important. If today was your last day, would you be okay with it? Would you have done your best? Because, guys, you're not going to hit that mark every day. Let's be real. But if you strive to hit it, you'll find that you'll have a lot of success in life, and you'll find that you'll have a great life. I love the thought of success. I love that. Success is what you define. Define your own. All right, so here's my gift for you. You ready? First, you definitely want to take your cameras out for this one. Get your phones out. I tell them it's the only time I allow them to have a phone. Not that they listen any other time, but I could have had you go to the caddy and get them. Laura, are we ready? Well, you ready? You guys can even stand if you want. I got a gift from your teachers to you. You ready? I want to turn the music down a lot. You're going to drown the teachers out. Take pictures if you want, guys. When I mentioned I was worried about the relationship gap, this class here told me I have nothing to worry about. I want our teachers are phenomenal. The way that they care about these kids, the way they support the kids, have fun with the kids, have relationships with you guys. Just remember, guys, this, as you go out into life, get even with the people that have helped you. Don't worry about getting even with those who hurt you. To be forgiven, you must be forgiving. To be understood, you must be understanding. I care about you guys, love you guys. I just want you guys to go out there and take the world. You guys have the ability to take it in every single thing out there. Go out there, enjoy tonight. Now, what I want you to do with your phones too, I want you to try to get a picture of those people out there that are here to support you. I want you to have a memory. I don't care what you take a picture of. Take a second right now, take a picture. You want to take a picture with each other, take a picture. You want to do a selfie, take a selfie. I don't care. You're allowed to take a picture in school now. You're almost graduated. Huh? Go on. Why not? Huh? All right. She must have a really skinny angle on that phone. Holy cow. Huh? I hope you remember. Hold it. Make sure I get this right. Is that, do I have to type? Hey, Riley, do I tuck it in or is that like that? Is that how you do? We'll get one. Here we go. Come on. You can hang that up at your wall in North Carolina State. All right, let's get on with the program. Sorry about that. I was all over the place, I'm sure. It is here. Mr. Cesari, as principal of the Homer Center High School, it's my duty to attest to you that these students, members of the class of 2025, have met all district and state requirements for graduation. Mr. Cesari, I respectfully request that you come to the podium to officially confirm their status as graduates of the Homer Center class of 2025.
I do want to thank Mr. Rainey. He's had a tough week dealing with family situations, so can we give him a round of applause for all the hard work? Members of the Board of School Directors, Mr. Rainey, faculty, family, friends, graduates, please stand up. At this time, it gives me great pleasure as Superintendent of the Homer Center School District to hereby declare these members of our senior class of 2025 have met the requirements established by the Pennsylvania Department of Education and the Homer Center Board of School Directors, and having received their diplomas. I confirm they are officially graduates of Homer Center High School, the class of 2025. Graduates, you may move your tassels. All right, you may have a seat. Thank you. Our closing remarks this evening are going to be presented by the senior class secretary. Please welcome to the podium Ms. Gabriella Cook.
Good evening, everyone. Like Mr. Cesari said, I'm Gabriella Cook, the class of 2025 secretary, and it is an honor to stand in front of all of you tonight. We owe so much to the people who helped us get here, to our teachers and staff. You've been more than educators, you've been mentors, motivators, and sometimes even therapists. And thank you for that great performance. Thank you to our families for every ride, every reminder, and every word of encouragement, even if we roll our eyes at you. And to my classmates, thank you for growing with me in the memories we've made and for the challenges we've overcome. Thank you all for being here to celebrate this unforgettable moment with us. Standing here now, it's hard to believe how quickly the time has gone. What once felt like a distant moment back in our freshman year is finally here. Today marks not just the end of our time here at Homer Center High School, but the beginning of something greater. We've spent years walking these halls, learning in these classrooms, cheering in the stands, and growing into the young adults that we are today. This school, this community has been more than just a building, it's been our foundation and a home. As we leave here carrying the values that make Homer Center unique, resilience, kindness, and pride. As we step into what comes next, let's take everything we've learned here about friendship, perseverance, and ourselves and use it to build something meaningful. Success isn't just about titles or trophies, it's about showing when it matters, showing up when it matters, lifting others, and staying true to yourself. Class of 2025, this isn't the end, instead it's the beginning of our future. At this time, we invite everyone to join us in the gym for a traditional cap toss.
Yep, just a reminder, guys, we invite you to join the students in the gym for our ceremonial cap toss. We're going to be going to the gym this evening. Just go right up through the hall and right into the gym, and we'll do our ceremonial cap toss and celebrate with our seniors.